So good afternoon, everybody. Let's travel to the Netherlands, to Naktuinbouw. My name is Lizah from Engel, and this is my colleague Judith Meijles, and together we are responsible for the plant breeders trials at the Netherlands. And we want to tell you something about our role in variety protection. The topics we want to discuss: why plant variety protection, a little bit about the UPOF system, who is also the organization for plant breeders' rights. Give you a little bit an overview of the procedure, and we want to show you how the examination office looks like, and look in our trials. Show you a little bit how our DNA database is working, and the variety tracer that also service Naktuinbouw provides. A little bit, we want to discuss with you about the regulations and, of course, share our contact details.
Okay. Well, why plant protection, plant variety protection? Maybe it's new for you, maybe you know, but what we see is that if a country is having a good system for variety protection, that a lot of new varieties are coming. So it's good for the sector that you have a good variety protection system. First, the breeders can have a little bit of higher price for their seeds or clones. So from that money, you can go on with your breeding time and time again. If you don't have better prices for your better plants, then breeding will stop. Second, the farmers and the breeders. Okay. I didn't hear. All the farmers have better seeds and better plants, so they get a better harvest. That's what you expect. And then if you want to trade your seeds, so the trade people, they know what they sell, and it's a recognizable variety. If you don't have control on that, you can give it a name, sell it, and then it's something else. So that's also a good way. And we think it will increase genetic diversity because you have a lot of more varieties, but also when you are breeding, maybe you go in one direction, so you must be very sure that you have that genetic broad variety as a breeder. And if there are a lot of breeders, that will happen, of course, but if there's only one and everybody's getting that one seed, yeah, then you have a problem. So that's why. Now, then the plant variety system we have in Europe. We have the UPOF system. UPOF is the Union for Protection of International Union for Protection of Plant Varieties, and we are testing for the board for plant varieties. That's a Dutch board, but we are also testing for the CPVO. That's a European office. Naktuinbouw is only doing the technical work, and the decisions, if it's good enough or not, are done by the Board for Plant Varieties or the CPVO. So that's the National Plant Breeders' Right or registration for the European listing, or it is the European Plant Breeders' Right. So Naktuinbouw, we have a plant variety office, examination office with all the trials. And we started with medical cannabis from 2016, but that was because we were already doing this in 1994 for one breeder that was a Dutch breeder. So we had already experience in the crop. And then the CPVO said, hey, we have new applications, do you want to do it? So that's why we started already in 2016.
So our overview, where does it start? Of course, with a new variety. In this case, every new variety needs a proper denomination. For example, Victoria. The breeder sent us the TQ That is a short description with the most important characteristics of the variety. Then the CPVO for EU breeders' rights or the plan of the board for national breeders' rights sent us the TQ. We asked the breeder for, of course, propagation material. This could be seeds or plants. And of course, we need a copy of your opium license. And we arranged an import permit. So then we look for comparison varieties. We have a DNA database, so we screen new applications in this DNA database, and the best matches we put together in our trials. And here we make variety descriptions with CPVO protocols. This protocol consists of 50 characteristics, depending from leaf size to stigma descriptions, but of course also the ingredients. We conclude about DUNS. It stands for distinctness, uniformity, and stability. Yeah, and after the trials, we make a final report consisting of a description and our conclusions. And the CPVO and the board will grant the plant breeders' rights. So our examination office, what I just told you, it needs to be GUS, and also it needs to be novel. This is a little bit a problem in cannabis because there are already so many strains existing. Yeah, so we are challenging here a little bit, and of course the denomination, and yeah, you need to do the payment. Yeah, the different types. So when you do an application, yeah, you face this scheme, and here you can see which type your new application is. So as you can see, if you follow the chart, when you're above THC 0.3, you go and you said no. And in the end, you will go to type C and D. And these two types, they are in our greenhouse inside because of the opium law. And also, of course, the testing of the ingredients is different with the fiber types. The fiber types, they are restricted to 0.3 because otherwise it's illegal in the Netherlands to grow it outside. So we are focused on these two types. So here you can see an overview or an example of our trials. Yeah, every year we have about 50 applications, but it's depending. In 2019 we had around 120 applications, and this year we have around 40. So yeah. We have also a living reference collection. This consists of all the protected varieties of last years. So we have about 150 to 200 plants in this collection. And we have also a seed collection of all the seed propagated varieties, which are feminized. So a little bit an overview. There are some restrictions about the submission requirements, of course. So we checked it when the plants came in week 0. Of course, they need to grow a few weeks. Then we induced a short day. We also have a separate trial for auto-flowering varieties. Because they don't need a short day. We make in week 6, we make the variety descriptions. And of course, when the flowerings are ripe, then we harvest this. And we invite the breeders to come for a visit. We use, again, the CPVO protocols. Here you can see a description how it looks like. We begin with the harvest. We have some different drying chambers, and we use the LCUV as a technique to measure the THC, CBD, and CBG. That are the only 3 ingredients. But it's not much, but it's enough for us for making conclusions about distinctness. in the future, this could be, we can add more ingredients, of course, and also terpene profiles. Well, I said something about uniformity. This is an example. Yeah, here you can see beneath that this variety was not very uniform. It were 3 strains together in one application, so that's not the, yeah, that's not very well. And above you can see these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different companies, and they're all applied for the same application, the same variety. And then we look at the priority, so which applicant was first, and that one has the breeder's rights. So we developed a SNP marker set because, yeah, we faced larger trials, and it gets more difficult for us to compare all these side-by-side plants together. So yeah, in 2019 we started a project to collect the material, of course, from all the protected varieties, but also we work together with some commercial partners. Yeah, we did some data analysis, and from 2022 we start using DNA to support our conclusion. But still, the morphological differences are the most important for us. So, of course, when you have mutants, you see no difference in DNA, but in yeah, side by side you see. In 23, yeah, we screened before the trials all the varieties on DNA, and yeah, we wanted to add more varieties to the database. This is also a question for you to work together. We are yeah, willing to screen your varieties in our database. We are confidential, of course, with the material, and it's free. Yeah, what I just told, we have more than 150 protected varieties in the DNA database. Yeah, and as you can see here, mutants, yeah, it looks like this. You have 100% similarity. And also in selections from seed varieties, it's a little bit overlapping from each other. So sometimes it's difficult to make yeah, distinction conclusions with the on DNA, based on DNA.
Yeah, what we do with the DNA is also variety tracer. That is a service we provide for companies that think there's an infringement. They have a complaint about somebody else selling their variety. Yeah, I'm not really, I don't know exactly how it works with DNA, but we have our database. But for a variety tracer, you need 2 varieties and you can compare them together. That's a little bit easier. So then a legal identity is going to pick the samples. And then our department, which is confidential and not a commercial party, will make the connection if it's the same or not. And then you go to court and do something. So that's something, if you want, we have the contact person for that. And I think it's suitable for breeding companies. Another thing that we are working with is we try to make something of all the laws that we are involved with cannabis. In the Netherlands, we have 3 ministries that are busy with it. The Ministry of Health made the law on drugs, you can say. Then the Ministry of Justice is keeping that everything is followed. But also the Ministry of Agriculture, where we are working for, is making a law on what can be marketed and can be grown. They are a little bit conflicting each other. So if the Ministry of Health is saying you can sell this seed or a clone or whatever, then the other ministry is saying, no, you cannot do it because it's too high in THC or it's not on the European vegetable list. So we talk a lot with all the stakeholders involved, and we try to raise some action there, because this is what's happening now in Europe. It's not moving ahead. So we are one of the partners that try to talk about that. Also, there's a law on GMO. Is it food? Is it medicine? Nagoya, the breeders has to follow the Nagoya and the CBD trace. We are doing nothing with it. If you come with a variety, then it's okay for us. But you, as a breeder, has to be aware that that is also a law. And then we are talking about the PVP system with plant breeders' rights, but you can also have patents or trademarks or something else, or you go to your grower and you say, hi, you are the only one that can grow that, so you have to pay us. So it's not only the plant breeders' rights that you need. We try to, if you have questions, we can answer that, and also you have your branch organization that can help. There are lawyers that can help. So it's not only Naktuinbouw and the CPVO where you go to. 1 January next year, the Dutch law will change a little bit. But as I can see, it's the only thing is that it's easier to get some way of permit, opium permit, but for us, we already have a permit. So if you already have a permit, I don't know exactly what will change, but if you want to know, just ask the government, because maybe something's opening. Also in France, I know our colleague Judith, they can do some research on high THC varieties. I don't know exactly what's happening, but they're a little bit opening. Bulgaria is also putting varieties on the European list that I think are for ingredients and not for fiber and oil. So I don't know. You have to ask. Because now the European list where you have to be registered is only for the low THC varieties, industrial agriculture. And we want to change that, because all the plant material
do this with cannabis, but with other varieties and plants, it's a long time done, right? Yeah. So this is nothing new. It's just new for cannabis. Yeah. So thank you so much for the presentation. And here comes the first question.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you for the presentation. My name is Dmitro. I represent CSC Fürstenwalde. We operate with legal cannabis now. And the additional question I have to you, as you already researched for the DNA, from your side, could you just a short insight, what is the difference between indica and sativa? We
are starting with the easy questions here, huh? Really nice. Do you want?
How do you see it on the other side of the lens? Yeah.
Who wants to answer this?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with DNA work, but as far as I know, it's all the same. And what we do with the dendrogram, there are groups of varieties coming together, but they are all intercrossed, and it's the same species, as we say.
So the DNA database is based on a SNP marker set, so not on the difference between Indica, Sativa, because yeah, it could be hybrid, so a mix up of all. And I'm not sure if you could see any differences between the varieties. So
Hello. Yeah, hello. The 50 characteristics of the varieties, are they public? So I can apply them on my own?
yes, they are all public. If you go to the website of the CPVO, then there is a tab where you can click on protocols. You can search on cannabis, and then you see the different types. And when you look, and you can find a protocol.
And I can also mention for you, we have a presentation later from Anna Schwabe. She will tackle exactly the question that you asked. Like there's a full presentation exactly on classifications.
Thank you. Also, thank you very much from my side for your presentation. On your slide with the different testing pathways, different testing types.
The scheme, you mean?
Yeah, the scheme from type A to type E. For the high THC cultivars, there's the two options of vegetatively propagated, yes, and feminized seed.
Yeah.
Why do you exclude regular seeds here?
Because we are growing in a greenhouse and we don't want male flowering because they are affecting the ingredients of the female flowers. Yeah, that's why.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a little question. You mentioned that this could be the basis for law cases or like going to court. Did this already happened, or is this something what could happen but not yet? Is it too fresh for?
Yeah, the second one. It
Yeah.
could happen, and we do of course lots of other crops, and then we see that the system is working when there is an infringement or something. So it could happen, yeah.
Because that would be quite interesting how the lawmakers and the judges say something about that. But in the future, we will probably see this as well if more people are registering their varieties. So thank you again for the nice presentation. Again, a warm applause for you both.
Yes, thank
and,
you.
Let me see.